take a break before this? I would like to relinquish my position as chair at this time and turn the chairmanship over to my vice chair, Commissioner Gonzalez. I have to make a disclosure in regards to the university.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Ishibashi. I understand our next item on the agenda is initiated by the planning director. It's to change the zone from agriculture 1A, single family residential, to a university zoning district for approximately 312 acres of land. That currently accommodates the main campus of the University of Hawaii at Hilo. Chairman Ishibashi, there's something you say.
Yeah, thank you. Just wanted to disclose that I am currently employed by the Office of Mauna Kea Management. I just started the position a week and a half ago, 2 weeks. And I just wanted to be open and disclose my employment with the University of Hawaii and let the commissioners know my current position as a cultural monitor for the Office of Mauna Kea Management. And Mike Kuriana is involved with Mountain, Mauna Kea. That's my jurisdiction. So I wanted to disclose that to the commissioners and let everybody know that I can be impartial and just didn't want to jeopardize anything with the University of Hawaii.
So, Commissioner Ishibashi, you do feel you can be impartial in chairing over this?
Yes, but I have to disclose my position as employee of the University of Hawaii.
Very good. Does anybody have any objections to this?
I'm willing to answer any questions from the commissioners.
Okay, well if not, I'd like to turn it back over to the chairman.
Thank you. It's good? Okay. Very good stuff. All right.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I may direct your attention to the presentation screen before you. The last item on today's agenda again is a planning director initiated change of zone request for lands that encompasses the University of Hawaii at Hilo. This is a location map that shows the project area. The project area, the area that you're looking at is in the city of Hilo. This street located on the left side, where my pointer is showing, is Komohana Street. This street here, running a little bit from left to right, is Moho'uli Street. Kumukoa Street, which then goes through the University Heights subdivision and turns into West Lanikaula Street. This street that adjoins this brown area here is Kapiolani. And then Kawili Street, which bisects the Waikea High School complex as well as the existing university campus, which is basically bordered and perimetered by all of these major roadways within the city of Hilo. And at the very bottom of the map, as you may see where my pointer is showing, is Pu'aina Ko Street. Off to the left here, you may see the Pu'aina Ko Street extension that heads up toward the Saddle Road off to your left. Oh, maybe I should, let me back up just a bit. The colors that you see represented on this map that encompasses the University of Hawaii campus is single-family residential, 10,000 square feet as indicated by the yellow color. The green color here is agricultural 1 acre minimum lot size. I should note, and I apologize for not having a graphic on this, the entire lands encompassing the University of Hawaii main campus is on lands designated urban by the State Land Use Commission. I should also note that lands to the left of Komohana Street, or Mauka, is currently within the State Land Use Agricultural District. focusing in on this particular graphic, which is also included in a draft ordinance that I presented to all of you earlier, it shows you the scope of today's request, which includes designating those lands currently designated single-family residential 10,000 square feet to the University District. On the opposite side of the Waiakea floodway, which is indicated here by this lighter colored area, and which is not a part of this change of zone request. I just want to make that emphasis. You have some additional lands, zoned single-family residential, that will be redesignated to the University District. And as you may recall, the agricultural designated area will also be rezoned to the University's district. Also part of this request is a portion of an 80-foot wide proposed road as depicted on the City of Hilo zone map. As you can see, that alignment will connect Komohana Street with Kumukoa Street near the University Heights subdivision. We are asking that as part of this change of zone request to reclassify the university lands to the university zoning district, we also want to eliminate this 80-foot wide proposed roadway that would basically bisect the university main campus. As you can see here, this is the general plan LUPAT, land use pattern allocation guide map, which provides the policy direction for land use within the county of Hawaii. The blue color indicated here depicts those lands where the county has envisioned university-related uses. You can barely see it, but that's where Komohana Street is, where my pointer is showing. While the general plan depicts lands both Makai and Mauka of Komohana Street, the subject of today's request is really only on those lands situated Makai of Komohana Street. And within the area Makai of Komohana Street, you not only have the University of Hawaii main campus, but you have the Komohana Ag Station, which is located just in this vicinity here where my pointer is showing. You have the University Park complex where you have the Imigawa complex, the University School of Pharmacy complex are located there, as well as other facilities associated with observatories on Mauna Kea, like the Gemini complex and Subaru. This is a map showing, depicting the City of Hilo zone map and the proposed roadway alignments that are shown on the City of Hilo zone map. And what these road alignments do is help plan and program in future roadway alignments within the City of Hilo. One of them is, as you can see at the bottom in the purple dash line, is the proposed realignment of Poainako Street so that it connects with the existing Poainako Street extension where my pointer is showing. And as you can also see, it shows that 80-foot road extension that we're asking to be deleted as it goes through the university main campus. As you can see, this road continues on further Mauka to eventually connect with the existing Moho'uli Street extension, which is located here off to the top left of the map. So in essence, it renders this alignment here somewhat redundant because you already have Moho'uli Street extending and connecting with the existing Moho'uli Street here, which then provides circulation throughout this section of Hilo. And due to that basic redundancy and the fact that you're proposing an 80-foot right-of-way right to the main campus of the University of Hawaii, we are asking that that alignment be deleted from the maps. So it will no longer be programmed into our planning efforts in the future. Again, just to recap, we are asking for a change of zone for single-family residential 10,000 square feet, and that should also say agricultural 1 acre zone lands to the University District for approximately 319 acres of land. The main campus itself includes approximately 115 acres of land and accommodates a university park and technology complex. Its expansion area, I'm sorry, that's not correct. It shouldn't be Mauka of Komohana Street. As I mentioned, everything's going to be occurring Makai, the rezoning. And it does also include the UH Agricultural Park. The reasons for this request is to make it consistent with the general plan designation that I showed you earlier, as well as to allow flexibility in the application of uses that will help support the existing University of Hawaii and Hilo complex. And again, by allowing this university designation to occur, it would allow the flexibility to provide other mix of uses such as student housing, commercial uses such as restaurants and markets, medical office, financial institutions, theaters, research facilities, basically creating a comprehensive college-like campus at the University of Hawaii at Hilo. So with that, the director is recommending favorable consideration of this change of zone request. So I stand ready to answer any questions that you may have. And before I leave the microphone, I wanted to also note that I did provide this sheet, and basically it was taken out of the zoning code, and it does highlight some of the minimum requirements and permitted uses within the university zoning district, just so you can get a sense of the type and range of uses that could be permitted. So with that, I stand ready to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions, Commissioners? Commissioner Ono?
Yes, could you go back to the diagram of the area that's you're trying to, the Makai side of the land is today, as it exists, it's not improved at all. It's just vacant land, basically.
The main campus currently exists in this area here, the light gray color that's on the Makai side of the Waiakea floodway, or flood channel I should say. Waiakea High School is in this particular area located off to the right of the map. And over here is where you may have noticed the construction of the new University Village apartment complexes that are just coming up. Ash House is located on the lower portion of this map, right near Poanako Street. In this particular area, on the left side of the floodway, it's largely vacant, although there's some portions of the existing university park and technology campus where you have the Iniloa and Gemini facilities. It's located in this particular location here. So there are portions within this existing planned zone area that have been improved, but there are a significant amount of vacant lands that do remain, like in this particular location to the northwest, where I believe it remains vacant.
And that's the area that's zoned residential today?
Currently, as you can see, the two different colors of gray. The light gray depicts the residential 10,000 square feet, and the darker gray represents the agricultural 1 acre as it's currently zoned.
And the road on the left side is the...
This on the left side is Komahana Street. Moho'uli here is at the top left, and Kumukoa Street is at the very top of the map.
And the request, the recommendation today is?
We're asking for a favorable recommendation to the County Council for change of zone from Ag 1A and single family residential to University zoning district.
So that's the upper left hand corner of the map?
No, the entire area, the two light gray color areas, the dark gray and the light gray, those are the lands that we want to see rezoned to the University zoning district. And as I mentioned earlier, it would exclude the Waiakea floodway. And the reason why we excluded it is because it's actually under a separate management. It belongs to the state. The university and the floodway belongs to the state, but different agencies. The floodway, I believe, is under the Department of Land and Natural Resources, and it's not with the University of Hawaii.
Commissioner Moses?
Darren, the change of zone also would include the deletion of the proposed 80-foot right-of-way?
That's the 80-foot right-of-way, correct.
Any further questions, Commissioners? Thank you. We have one testifier. We could have Hans Santiago. Please come forward. Raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm to tell the truth before the Windward Planning Commission over this matter?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Santiago, go ahead.
My name is Hans Santiago and I live at 572A Moho'uli Street. So I'm here not to testify against the rezoning, but I'm here to ask that you reconsider the deletion of the 80-foot future roadway that would pretty much connect Lanikawa up to Komohana Street. Right now I live at the top of Moho'uli and traffic can get really, really bad in the morning. So I know the university has a plan to extend, well right now Noello Street would be considered their main street that runs through the university, but really Noello Street does not provide for any traffic flow throughout the university. When you really think about it, all the parking is down at the lower end by Kapiolani Street, so traffic either needs to go up Huainako and come back around to hit the top where Imiloa is, or go up Kumukoa, come up Moho'uli and come back down. I know Noello connects through the university in the backside by the dorms, but that's impractical. There's a lot of speed bumps and, you know, I'm sure everybody ate at Imiloa. If you're going up, you're not going to go through Noello because it takes too long. You're going to go up Moho'uli and you're going to come Komohana and come back down. So that, to me, puts more traffic congestion on Moho'uli. And as a resident, any type of alleviation of traffic would be wonderful in Moho'uli. So really, I would like to see some comprehensive plan from the university that would have a major roadway come through their university that can actually connect to the major parking areas that currently exist in the university. Unless they're going to revamp that whole area and put all the major parking in the middle of the campus and have Noello and then have some connectors in between. To me, it's kind of like they're pushing all the traffic for the university off to either Huainako or Moho'uli, and they don't want to deal with the major traffic that the university generates. So that being said, if the 80-foot right-of-way gets deleted, at least some comprehensive plan to alleviate traffic on Moho'uli, and maybe not just a road widening. So, you know, I know Moho'uli had a plan at one time to add another turning lane that goes down to Kumukoa and another turn lane up by the Moho'uli Komohana extension. But now that means if I want to come out of my driveway, I got to cross 3 lanes of traffic instead of 2. So it really doesn't alleviate anything for me. It just kind of, you know, makes the traffic go faster through the residential neighborhood. I do understand that you know, I live on a busy road and I got to deal with that, the consequences of that. You know, I purchased my home there, but I also do believe that the university has a responsibility to mitigate some of the traffic that they generate. And I love the university. I'm an alumni. I graduated from there, and you know, it's not. I'm not testifying against the university in any means. I just would like to see a better traffic plan where they connect their upper campus to the lower campus parking areas instead of shoving the traffic off to the side roads to get to the parking. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Santiago. Any questions for testify? Any further testifiers from the public? Anybody interested? We can have.
Mr. Chairman, and I noted that there doesn't appear to be anyone else from the public who wishes to testify. But I would like to also mention that while this is a director-initiated effort, there are representatives of the University of Hawaii in attendance. Should you feel that you have any questions specific to maybe their planning efforts for the UH campus itself. I should also note that in response to concerns about the proposed elimination of the 80-foot wide right-of-way through the main campus that we are offering. We appreciate and understand the concerns being expressed, but we also wanted to draw your attention to Exhibit D as in David. It was made a part of the report that was provided to you. It does, well, it is a preliminary master plan. It does show some preliminary vision on how, that's right, the colored map. It does provide some indication of how the university is looking at tying in the roadway networks within the main campus as well as the upper campus that is on the Mauka side of Komohana, and which is not a part of today's request. I can also direct you to comments from the State Department of Transportation, which was also made a part of your background report. One moment. And that was Exhibit G as in Gary. And while they did support and have no objections to the proposed change of zone request, they are asking that the UH conduct a more comprehensive traffic impact analysis as development proceeds upon its lands. And over the years, everything that you see existing on the UH campus right now, as each facility is constructed, they have to go through an environmental assessment at the very least. Because it's using state lands, it's using state funds, and that's a trigger for environmental assessment. So every time a project is proposed, they have to do all these separate reports and analysis. It's available to the public for review and comment, and then the university will then decide, whether to accept or issue a finding of no significant impact. And as part of those reports are always traffic impact analysis reports. So they can weigh the traffic being generated by any specific project against the background traffic levels and forecast levels during the development of that particular project. So there are mechanisms in place to assess traffic as projects come online. And you have more specific questions beyond that. Again, the university representatives are here and they could elaborate further if needed.
Mr. Chair, question.
Yes. Mr. Ono.
Thank you. You mentioned in your presentation the concept of a college town. I'm not familiar with that. Would you elaborate more on what that means in terms of the development of the tools?
Well, as with any university campus, you have a high density of student population as well as faculty population. And when you concentrate that number of people on campus, it's not simply a means of providing facilities for instruction, like classrooms and libraries. It is a population. It is like a community unto itself in many ways. And as part of any community, you would have to look at providing the basic support and needs for that particular community, which is, if you've ever been to the campus at Manoa and USC and other campuses throughout the nation, they actually look like mini villages. They have apartment complex not only for the students, but for faculty and visiting faculty and their families. They may have a Starbucks, a Panda Express, things that serve the immediate needs of the students. Right now, as you look at the existing campus, aside from maybe the bookstore and some limited on-site facilities, the only real, and the UH representatives can correct me, the only thing nearby is maybe the 7-Eleven just down the street, but it's off campus, and you would have to probably walk there to get some basic things. I think the university is looking at providing that mix and range of uses and accommodations on campus so students don't have, and faculty don't have to walk off campus. It's all right there for them. In fact, if I remember correctly, the University Villages complex, where the apartment complex is coming up just above the high school, Waika High School, that had a commercial component envisioned in it as well. So again, students right in the dorms can go right down and get some of their basic necessities taken care of without having to hop in a car and drive.
So are you saying that there's some kind of future green plan for the university's campus to be developed, where the residential areas are going to be for the faculty?
Right. The exhibit D, as in David, does show in colors some general concept uses, and again, it talks about housing, commercial uses, where the parking areas are going to be, where the sports facilities are going to be, your research facilities, and so forth and so on. So,
And that would be a better development if that they put, oh, I'm sorry.
That roadway that you're asking to be removed, would be better served if that were removed? The whole total concept of the campus development? I'm asking.
Our main focus is not necessary to serve the campus. We were looking at it from a general roadway network concept. Again, looking at this ordinance map of which you all have copies, the 80-foot right-of-way is in this location. It's basically placing a very large collector road. It's basically putting an 80-foot collector road from Komohana to Kumokoa Street. Again, this roadway is really just servicing a residential area here, University Heights, and other uses and multiple family uses down here at the lower section of Lani Kaula. We understand that Novello Street is somewhere in this vicinity here, which currently operates more as a driveway than an actual road. But we also realize that, let me see if I can back it up. This map here, this is the section we want to delete, Makai of Komohana, but you can see where it connects to Moho'uli further up off the map. To have two major roadways in close proximity like this, especially when it's basically dumping itself and terminating on a road that services a subdivision area, we question the practicality of doing so. Again, these roadways are all interconnecting. You have Puainako here, Kawili Street, Kapiolani Street, Kumukoa, Lani Kaula, Moho'uli, all serving the area. And we feel basically constructing another major road that basically splits Moho'uli Street, one going to the existing alignment here at the north, and another alignment and then comes right into the university campus, is somewhat redundant. I mean, that's our general thought. Especially when you have existing Novello Street here, that hopefully in the future could be enhanced to provide a better traffic flow through the campus. And if I would have backed this, sorry for jumping through so many maps. I thought there was a better site plan, I apologize. But I guess what I'm saying is the need for such a large road in this particular vicinity is questionable when it's already being served by so many other roadway networks in the immediate area.
Commissioner Nico.
I think Mr. Santiago has some real legitimate concerns, and I also see your point of view, Darren, about having redundant roadways in there. And I guess we should hear from the university people, but I'm wondering if they do have any plans for improving Novello Street to mitigate the traffic.
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Ono.
Would you go back to the diagram again? The upper portion of the upper left-hand corner of the map, you're saying to eliminate the proposal. What about that section which seems to me, I'm not sure that you're following me, but upper left-hand corner, that road leading to Moho'uli, that road, that portion. What are you going to do with that?
Well, The reason for the request on the Mackay side of Komohana Street is because it was within that same area that's part of this rezoning request for the university designation. There will have to be further discussion of this alignment marker of Komohana Street. But at that part, we may want to take a broader look at it to see how the larger circulation pattern in this particular section of downtown Hilo.
Okay, I'm just looking at it from a layperson view. That proposal is really not going to have any benefit in the future if you remove the lower portion.
That is, sorry. You're right. By removing this section down here, it further, I would argue, debilitates the necessity of maintaining this upper portion here. Although this upper portion was, I believe, you see Novello Street here on the Mauka side. This is actually going to connect. If you look at the applicant's master plan Exhibit D, it does connect to a roadway that's within the Sunrise Ridge, I think it's Sunrise Ridge subdivision. So there is this proposal for interconnectivity with an existing road within the Sunrise Ridge subdivision.
Okay, I guess it seems to me that we're doing it piecemeal. If your proposal were to eliminate that upper portion, it would make more sense to say okay. But for you to come back later and say, you know, this is really doesn't fit. I have a hard time. I guess what I'm looking for is a broader plan to say that this is what we're really looking at, rather than doing it piecemeal and say we're going to eliminate this portion and then come back 5 years from now, so we want to eliminate the other half.
That is a valid argument. And I think some of you have experienced specific amendments to the City of Hilo roadmap. I think you may have recalled is the Steinbach Highway. We were looking at eliminating Steinbach Highway. There was the one up Haleloki Street off Akolea Road, where because Haleloki Street was constructed, we moved a proposed roadway and scooted it further to the north to designate Haleloki as that interconnecting road. Granted, it can appear piecemeal at the time, and there are times when we just look at it and try to resolve certain issues that arise as we address certain projects. This just happens to be one of them. I should note that if the commissioners feel that this is sort of like parceling out and you're not too comfortable with it, I mean, you have the privilege of taking separate actions. I mean, again, this is a proposal before you. You could possibly support one. We hope you would support the University Zoning District proposal, but you could also make a motion otherwise regarding the 80-foot roadway alignment.
One more question. The upper portion which I'm concerned about, who owns the property today? The opposite.
This side here?
Yes.
I believe that's part of the UH.
That is part of the UH.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
And again, we do have representatives here from the university, so...
Yeah, we would like to invite them up for some questions.
Good morning, Harry.
Good morning. Raise your right hand.
Director.
We swear and affirm to tell the truth before the Windward Planning Commission. What is known? Thank you. Could you state your name and address for the record, please?
Harry Yada, Director of Real Property, University of Warren, Hilo.
Roy Takimoto, 1719 Haleloki Street, PBR Hawaii Consultants to the University.
Thank you so much. You have further discussion so far in regards to the traffic. And you're trying to mitigate the traffic by eliminating this 80-foot road.
Yeah, I guess what we can offer, the university is currently in the middle of updating its long-range development plan, and that's sort of an early concept that you see there in your information. As part of that, process. We will be doing an environmental impact statement for the plan once we have it down, and we will also, part of that will be a traffic impact assessment of all the traffic around the university. So we would be more than happy to consider, Hans's concern to our engineer when we look at that. I mean, as Darren says, there's been multiple environmental assessments that have been done for all the major buildings you see in the university. Everyone had a traffic impact study done. In the case that I'm describing, it's a comprehensive plan for the entire university, including lands above Komohana and below. So it will, look at all of the surrounding roadways, including Mahuli in terms of traffic. But maybe Roy can.
Yeah, I'll just add a little bit more details on what we're considering for the long-range development plan in relation to circulation and traffic. But first, let me just make a point that, there may be a question in your mind, this piecemeal kind of thing. Why are we looking at this rezoning when the university is in the process of doing a long-range master plan for its entire areas under its control, including the lands north of Komohana? Now, the answer to that question is, whenever you're doing a long-range plan, it doesn't mean that everything stops. The university is actively working to improve its facilities on campus. Within the area that is being proposed for, initiated for rezoning, several new buildings have already come up. The highly desired College of Pharmacy that didn't happen, but was supposed to happen, and the wheel falls into this area. The University Village that is, as you're driving up Kauai on the left side, you see construction going on. That is the University Village, and that is just a first phase of several that hopefully will be coming online. So there is a lot happening within this area that is being proposed for rezoning that doesn't fit a residential existing zoning or ag, which is a portion. So all we're trying to do is, one is expedite what is actually happening on the ground today, and two, make it consistent with what is there today. Residential is not what you see today, or agriculture. It's university. So that's the point about, why are we acting today on this in light of a long-range plan that is in process. Now, as far as the long-range plan and circulation, there are a couple things that we are really kind of focusing on, and a popular word today is sustainability, and part of that catchword is trying to reduce dependency on driving, automobile traffic. And the way we are doing this for this plan is a couple things about, realizing that there is a lot of traffic and parking problems today. So looking at the whole parking situation, trying to site parking in a more strategic place that makes sense, and then linking those parking places with other means for the students to get around within the campus. So one of the ideas is a fancy term called people movers. And when you think dreamy, it could be like a monorail, but the immediate implementation of that concept may be an electric shuttle bus. So students park away from Mahomuli Street, and they're able to jump on the shuttle and get within the university itself. Because it is a big area, it is kind of uphill, so we don't expect students to run to their class and walk extra fast, and we're trying to make it convenient. And then for the existing roadways, we are trying to link up so that Novello does function better as a way to circulate within the campus without having to go on Mohobuli and the other peripheral streets around the campus. And you know, if that 80-foot road does go through the campus, it's going to be a major impact. It will just divide that campus and kind of destroy all that cohesiveness and trying to get to a more pedestrian environment of the campus. That 80-foot will just destroy that concept. Now, as far as the Malka connection that owner was talking about, it may be a good idea to keep that for now because the land is under the control of the university. It is part of our long-range master plan, and these lines on the general plan are just concept only. So as Darren was alluding to, the concept that it's trying to tell long-range developers like that, like us, is that it may be a good idea to, in your master plan, to look at a connection between Komohana and Moho'uli or somewhere in Sunrise to kind of complete a circulation in that market area. And that we can look at in the process of this long-range development plan. But to eliminate the Makai portion segment really would help the projects that are ongoing on the books right now.
Any questions?
I guess I can offer that, you know, I ask Hans, feel free to contact, and we can put in contact with our traffic engineers as they work through the analysis on traffic around, and we'll consider what we can as part of that process.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Santiago asked if you'll be able to address the commission once again, so if you're willing.
Yeah, sure. Come on, Mr. Santiago. You think of some legitimate concern.
I assume I'm still sworn in. That exhibit that was submitted to you that shows the future planning of the university. It shows connectivity up to Sunrise Estates, and it shows other connectivity in a lot of future development, different ag parks. Looks like they might put in some major athletic stadiums, housing, but yet they kept Novello dead ending right into the university. And anybody that's been at the university knows that Novello doesn't serve any purpose to move traffic at all. It's only going to move traffic just within the university. I do understand that you don't want a major roadway running through the university and bisecting it, but you also don't want major traffic running through a neighborhood. You know? People are at the university 5 days a week. People are in my neighborhood 7 days a week, every single hour. So you want to take away the traffic through the university and put it onto the neighborhood. So, I mean, you got to deal with the traffic either way. So I still would recommend that either the 80-foot right-of-way be there and stay there, or some plan to connect Novello to Lanikaula so that you can't have that Malka-Makai traffic. So say if you're a professor at the university, you have one of these residential places that they plan to develop, and you want to get down to the plaza or somewhere down in Hilo, you can't come down Novello Street and connect to all the businesses all in the industrial area. You got to go Painoko, you got to go Moho'uli. Well, Guaynoco is fine because they plan on taking the road behind all the buildings, you know, behind the homes. Great, great. But Mohuli Street, there's no plans to mitigate any extra traffic coming down that roadway. Now, getting rid of that 80-foot road widening, or future roadway is great conceptually, and you can say, well, in the future we're going to do plans and studies and so forth, but what if those plans and studies say, well, the bridge to connect Noello to Lanikaua is going to cost us several $1 million, so it's not feasible. Well, I mean, somehow they got enough money to build a bridge for Novello, which really goes nowhere and serves no purpose. So the idea is that if you keep the 80-foot right-of-way on some kind of government documentation, they cannot later say, well, we did the study and it's not working to our benefit, so we're not going to put it in. So once you get rid of that 80-foot roadway, there's nothing to keep them from committing to alleviating traffic in that area. So, I mean, they can, you know, again, I'm not against the university, I'm just against extra traffic down my roadway. And by getting rid of another major roadway that could connect Mount Makai, they could alleviate some traffic off of Mohuli with no comprehensive plan currently in place to alleviate traffic on Mohuli. It just makes no sense to me because you're getting rid of an opportunity for the community to help improve traffic congestion. So that would be my concern. It's just not, they won't have anything to hold them to making sure something like that happens if you get rid of that 80-foot future roadway.
Questions for the testifier? Thank you. Okay, commissioners. Agenda item 6 on the docket right now. What is the pleasure of the commission?
Chair.
Yes, Commissioner Moses.
You know, I hear what testifier Mr. Santiago is saying, and I am in support of changing the zone for the university, but I am not at this time in support of deletion of the proposed 80-foot right-of-way for that very reason that he stated. I understand that the Department of Transportation will be requiring that they do environmental impact statements, but there is nothing that will hold the university to having to actually do something that will address Mr. Santiago's concern, as I'm sure other people believe is that. So that's just my opinion.
Thank you, Commissioner Moses. And those who drive that road, you see the traffic out there. It's one of the famous sign waving locations, so you know the traffic is there. You gotta wait sign. It's a good one. Commissioner Hilo.
Yeah, if we leave if the 80-foot right-of-way is left, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a road built there, right?
Because it's prescribed on the zone district map, even though it may not follow that specific alignment, any development in that area has to accommodate and maintain the functionality of that alignment. They may not follow the precise alignment, but somehow the UH will have to program in its development plans a connection from Komohana Street to Kumokoashi, basically implementing what that alignment is intended to accomplish, as shown on our zone district maps. So in the future, if it remains on the zone district map, we're going to be looking at seeing something hard and fast on the ground in one way, shape, or form.
If the 80-foot right-of-way is left on the map, could they, if they improve the Novello Street access, would that satisfy the requirements of providing a right-of-way through there?
I think that's what Mr. Santiago is alluding to. I mean, basically saying, you know, keep it on the maps for now. And then hopefully that will drive home, and I'm sorry, I'm paraphrasing, but hopefully it will drive home the point where if they want to utilize and take advantage of Novello Street as sufficiently or substantively meeting and satisfying the intent of the 80-foot right-of-way, then sure. Then I think we as a department could basically say it satisfies what the intent of this proposed alignment is hoping to accomplish.
I find it ironic, Novello Street, it's wider than Moho'uli, I think, and it's got speed bumps, you know, the upper end, and no traffic, and then Moho'uli, you know, it's choke cars. So I think I can really sympathize with Mr. Santiago, but I'm hoping that the university, like David said, can, you know, work out a satisfactory solution.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Commissioner Wong.
You know, the previous request for approval was, and I'm really embarrassed by not knowing the name of the street, but where the medical center is, further towards Moco side, we had approved earlier. Ponawai? Is that-
Kawai Melapao.
Did we not approve a development in that area where there will be a diversion of traffic feeding into that Ponawai?
Yeah, I think I know what project you're talking about, but I don't think I have a map that shows, no, I don't have a map, sorry. I think that is the Wailani project, if I remember correctly. It's in between Moho'uli Extension and Kumohana Street, right across from Mauka of Kawaena Lapa'au, which is the Punahawai Medical Complex. They were required, I think, by the changes of ordinance to extend Punahawai Street, Mauka of Kumohana, and eventually tie in with Moho'uli Street. So that would be another connector road providing an enhanced circulation pattern within this particular area. It is located off the map to the top of where this project site is situated.
So the concern for traffic as being expressed in the future, it is possible that that development or that road development would help with the diversion of traffic away from Moho'uli.
It could, to a limited extent, I think. People trying to really get down quickly to Punahawai Street could use that Punahawai extension instead of coming all the way down Moho'uli Street, then taking a left on Komohana to get to Punahawai. So it could help, you know.
Okay, I guess I live on Kamana, so I know that the development took place. It really relieved our traffic, where I live. So I'm just thinking that the future development of the Punahawai I'm suspecting that it would help relieve traffic down Moho'uli. So I'm kind of tend to disagree with the concern that the future development of that road could help with the traffic flow. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Wong. Any further questions? Comments? Okay, motion is in order. We can either amend or accept the proposal as is. It was a pleasure of the body, Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Gonzalez.
for the sake of discussion, I'd like to propose a favorable recommendation to the County Council for a change of zoning from agricultural 1A and single-family residential to university zoning.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Gonzalez and seconded by Commissioner Ono. Open for discussion. Yes.
sorry for interrupting. The motion only addresses the university zoning district. Is there going to be a motion or clarification on the 80-foot wide, deletion of the 80-foot wide roadway connection between Komohana and Kumukoa, which is also part of this request?
I believe the motion was as is with the 80-foot. The deletion of the.
Sorry, as recommended by the director.
As recommended.
Oh,
I'm not proposing.
Yes, just the motion.
My apologies, sorry. My apologies.
So motion is seconded by Commissioner Ono. Open for discussion, Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, the phrase you used was a university town, what they wanted to kind of create.
I think like a university campus.
University. So in theory, if you were saying maybe in the future there's going to be some commercial development, wouldn't that actually keep people from driving? Wouldn't that alleviate cars, some traffic, because people no longer have to be going on and off campus as much?
That's a theory, and which is why the university zoning district was actually created in 2007. Maybe just a brief, I don't mean to belabor this. What you see on site now was accomplished even though the zoning is single-family residential. And you see what is currently on campus now, including the university park. But it tends to sometimes leave out the support facilities like certain types of commercial uses. And this proposal here, if approved, would provide a much greater flexibility to address the needs of the students. And to be honest with you, there may be even some commercial uses allowed on campus that serves the students, but it could also service some of the residents in the immediate area, because I've gone to Manoa campus and I've partaked in some of their restaurants on campus. So again, it's a benefit not only to the university campus, but maybe even to some of the residents in the surrounding area.
Thank you. And I appreciate your concerns, Mr. Santiago. I would like to trust in the university to be good neighbors and address these problems in the future if it does get worse.
Thank you, Commissioner Gonzalez. Any further discussions?
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to approve the change of zone from agricultural 1 acre and single-family residential 10,000 square feet to the university district, as well as the deletion of the 80-foot proposed 80-foot right-of-way connecting Komohana Street to Kumukoa Street for the reasons and as recommended by the planning director. So with that, I'll call the roll. Commissioner Gonzalez.
Aye.
Commissioner Ono.
Aye.
Commissioner Hirokulani.
Aye.
Commissioner Henkel.
Aye.
Commissioner Miyasato.
Aye.
Commissioner Moses.
No.
And Mr. Chairman.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, motion carries with 6 ayes, 1 no.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Very important topic at the week is economic culture and tourism down, we still get students working. It's a good one.
And just a reminder that this is a favorable recommendation to the county council, and the council itself will have a number of meetings before its planning committee as well as the full council. So at the very least, there will be a minimum of 3 additional readings on this bill.
Okay, thank you. We have next agenda item is approval of minutes.